right, welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 179. Man, we getting old in age. Shorty wanna be a thug. And we're here. It's your boy Kaleo. There's Takeover Trina. There's my brother E Rich. Wow, another Thursday. It seems like we was just here a week ago. Well, we were, but feels like we were just here. Everybody come off mute. How's everybody doing? Are we excited about tonight?
Yes. Hello. Welcome everyone tuning in. Definitely excited.
Takeover, welcome back again. My bro E, what's good?
What's going on? Takeover, how you doing?
I'm great. And you?
You know.
Let's get it.
You on some Hollywood stuff with them glasses right now. Okay. All right. But look, like something we've been missing our bro for the past couple of weeks. Shout out to CB. I would say who is not here tonight, but in fact, he is here tonight drinking as we pull him up. CB, what's good, bro? Welcome back, my guy. Welcome back.
Yo, I'm happy.
Things have changed since you left. Things have changed since you've been gone.
Got the moving background. Got
yeah,
got Takeover on the show. Like, damn, we upgraded.
Yeah, look, the background is legit. Like upgrades we've made to this place since you've been out. Shout out to Bunk, shout out to Britt. Be easy, we see you. I said I was gonna get better this week about the comments. Like we almost had, like we need to get an intern to do the production on the show at some point. But now CB, welcome back, bro. Did you want to say anything before we really get going?
Yeah. I mean, the last month or so has been kind of a whirlwind for me. Our brother E was in town. We got the crew from the DMV together and everything, which was dope. And then my cousin got married. My other cousin had their sixth kid. And then you sprinkle in there that my grandmother passes away and we have to do that funeral. So it's just been a wide range of emotions, right? And then yesterday, actually, we did the celebration of life for my uncle who passed away in January. So just a wide range of emotions here in 2023, but there's been a lot of good stuff as well. I just want to say I appreciate y'all. Y'all been checking in on me, making sure that I'm good. And that's one of those things that, it just reinforces how real the friendship and, how just everything is with the crew. So I appreciate y'all. And I'm ready to jump back into it,
Absolutely. Okay. So how has everyone's week been? Let's start with you, Takeover. Because look, I've been getting a lot of, is Takeover coming back this week? I know CB may be coming back, but is Takeover going to be on the show? Because I really want to tune in. She's going to be there. So we're not going to deny the people. What how's your week been? Thank you for filling in. Thank you for coming back this week.
Yes, definitely, and I appreciate all of y'all having me. It's been great. My week has been great. No complaints. And so I'm excited for tonight's episode and ready to get into the weekend.
Absolutely, my bro E, what's good, man?
Listen, man, work's been crazy like no other. Both of my team members was down bad today, sick. So, and then of course, the hustle and bustle of that LA traffic, on that day that you really don't want to go in, but how the all hands tech meeting, you got to go in, you got to be seen. So yeah, I'm good though. So I got these shades on because I look like somebody that beat me 12:30 and look like the Walking Dead that's downtown LA when the sun goes down. But we gonna make it through this.
Okay. All right. Look, we got a full panel. It's been a minute since we had a full panel out here. Real quick. Programming note. Next week is the last Thursday of the month, from what I believe. So that typically is Soul Tales. So that'll be Easy will be here. Our money bags and our bro, regular old guy Ricardo, he'll be here. We're gonna talk sneakers. If we can get a lady in here, that'd be awesome too. But look, yeah, my week has been good. Everybody knows, especially CB. This is a busy time of the quarter. Everything is getting ready to ramp up. It's good old fact sheet time. You know, all that good preparation I thought I did. And you find out that you really didn't do because I'm still behind. But whatever. We are here tonight. Look, I'm glad everybody's here. You're watching. With all of that said, there's a lot to get to tonight. I'll see if I can do this fast enough. Y'all can't see the news graphic back there, but that says news. We on to some new stuff. We ego tripping. Not me. Stop. Let's rap. Oh my God! Right, here we go. This is what we're gonna start off with, because the sooner we start with this, the sooner I can be done with talking about anybody with the last name Smith, first name Jada, or hyphenated Pinkett Smith. So we reported on this last week that Jada had announced that she was, putting out the book. Is it called Worthy? I believe it's called Worthy, right? Yeah, okay, Worthy. One of us is supposed to be reading that and reporting back. We'll get to that in a second. But we reported on Jada's book tour that she went on just last week. And she dropped the bombshell that her and Will hadn't been together in years, hadn't lived together in years. All right. And be careful what you wish for, because 2 weeks prior to, I was asking the gods to give me a story to take away Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That story, which now Travis apparently bought a $6 million mansion so he can, with a privacy fence and all that, so he and Taylor can have a private, well, I don't want to say life because they're not married, but does this brother know who he's messing with? He's the flavor of the album, because that's it. And I won't say week, month, because till that album's done and it's over. We wished him well. So we talked about Jada last week, and I thought I was done. And literally, as we got off the show and I started just trying to look for like some stories we could talk about this week, well, the bombshell was dropped that Jada's out here slinging rocks. Like, Jada was out here in her teens selling crack. Like, she dropped the bombshell. Yeah, she had to sell crack. Okay. And this is the quote I got. Jada said as a teen, she sold crack. And then Jim Jones, we all know who Jim Jones is. Jim Jones questioned. Jim Jones said, if she really sold crack in the 90s, you could probably go back to the hood that she sold in and find some old things that could verify her story. And that's a very good point. So I don't know if anybody's out here trying to find these the sources and and verify Jada's story. But then, so that was the first part. That was the first thing we got. Then we got, so everybody knows Red Table Talk was a show with Jada, Willow, and Jada's mom, right? And we all remember the entanglement thing. Will came on the show and he had the red eyes, and he's just trying to get Jada to break down the story. Okay, so now we're peeling back layers of things that don't make sense, right? But so Jada's mom and her get on a live or whatever they do, and Jada's mom was like, I want to clarify. I want to say this in front of everybody, that you did not cheat on Will. Not now, not then. Okay, so now what you're really telling me is you're really wasting my time, because she didn't cheat on Will. We got all these Red Table Talk conversations that's happening about her entanglement with August. You're really wasting my time with this. And I can't turn anywhere else because this is the hottest thing. It's the hottest thing. What else is my note? I think that's enough. I don't think I reported on her visiting Pac and Rikers and him proposing to her. And she only turned him down because she thought that he wasn't serious about the relationship. She turned Pac down because she thought he wasn't serious about the relationship, but said yes to Will, her relationship she might not be serious about. All right, let's just get your thoughts. Let's start with CB. We haven't heard CB talking mine. You've heard me talk a lot. CB, you've been gone for a while, so catch us up on, your thoughts about this Jada Pinkett Worthy book. You showed me your Amazon card. I'm assuming it arrived tomorrow, right? For you to do your research.
I mean, I'm surprised my copy isn't here already. The autograph version, because if we're breaking stories, I was with Jada the entire time. If we're just out here just saying whatever the hell we want, there's really no accountability. Like it's been wild because there's just so many things that don't make sense. There's so many questions that there's more questions that come from all of this book
Right.
tour, all of this than there's answers that were given, right? So um it's wild, and I'm gonna say that I guess we have to blame you, bro, for speaking this shit into existence, saying that you needed something to
You're right.
replace TK and Swifty, and this is what we got. Like God, like
Right. Right. What's left of this book? She done told everything. And then I started watching, for research purposes, a podcast she did that's an hour and a half long. And she's like breaking down all this stuff. But real quick, thoughts on Travis and Taylor since you've been gone? Oh, unintended, right? Wasn't that her song? No, maybe not. I'm not a Taylor.
All I'm saying is I've joked for years that I wish I was going to get an album made about me. So shout out to TK, man. Let him do what he wants.
All right. My bro E.
I mean, I thought we were done with this topic.
I thought we were too. This is it. This is it unless something miraculous happens and keeps it trending.
Well, again, what are we really talking about here? Are we validating what Jada's version is of her life compared to the many of things that were brought out in, the number of biographies on Pac, right? The fact of the matter is, they even did an interview with this fool in Rikers. Didn't seem to mention that part of the Jada situation. And then, like I said, you and I talked just for briefly, the one that was on Hulu that his aunt was a part of and was very vocal on, and at no point in time mentioned anything of that sort. But also, new to the people who really don't know, saw that while he was doing his situation in New York, it was Rosie, you know what I'm saying? That was truly the one that he was held down. Like he was at her spot, you know what I'm saying? And this is verified, the whole nine. The auntie was like, listen, man, it's nobody else from Pac's camp needs to come out and talk about this, right? Like there's just no reason for it. And then there's nobody here to discuss that other than maybe the aunt, who was.
How do you feel about the crack dealing?
You know what? If I'm correct, she said she had a boyfriend who had money or who gave her money, but that wasn't enough. So she went out and she decided to sell crack to get more money.
Close enough, yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't know this lady from a can of paint. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Outside of her 4 movies that I've probably seen her in, that at this point, whatever she says, like I said, if she's selling a book, sell the book. But there's nothing else that's really entertaining about what she's got to say. And like you said, she's pretty much discussed the whole thing in the book. And we talked about her walking back a lot of the stuff that made it seem like her and Will were not together. Yeah. But then all of a sudden was back on the show the very next day. No, that's not what I said. We're out here working on this. And it seemed like she got a phone call and said, yeah, your PR right now is not looking good, and you're gonna have to change that narrative. You dig? So listen, man, at the end of the day, shout out to that lady if she's out here just trying to make some money off the book. Again, I don't see why her relationship needs to be publicized, because she was quick to kind of defend the fact that people were, making a joke about the entanglement, if you will. But when you leave yourself open and you put yourself in the media, or you allow other people to be in your business, then you allow people to have opinions about your business, and you can't be mad about it because that's what you allowed to do. You sign that contract. So,
all right, Takeover.
I mean, I don't know if everyone saw the video of her opening up the box full of, a bunch of copies of, her book.
Oh boy.
And, Will was right there with the whole family cheering her on, worthy, worthy. So if Will likes it, hey, I love it.
Right.
Who needs to who needs to be mad, because he seems like, he's cool, he's chilling,
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, it was crazy because yes, a lot last week was just hitting the streets as far as her dropping this info, that info. I mean, it kept coming. It felt like every hour on the hour, particularly one day, But yes, like Eva said, sister, she has to sell these books.
Mm-hmm.
She entitled it Worthy. So I'm going to assume that she's speaking her truth,
Right. Well,
And I saw her interview today, just like E-Rich was saying about the PR. She said, I think there's hope that we're going to, live in the same house soon. So, that's just
right.
setting up the next book,
She's moonwalking. She's moonwalking out of everything that she said last week. Either because Will checked that ass, or she's realizing that I'm looking like the villain here in a lot of this, and I'm picking on Will, whatever it is. But the fact that it was crazy. So this all started because she went on the Today Show and did an interview with Hoda in Baltimore last week. And then she came back to the Today Show this week and did an interview with Hoda again. Like, this is crazy. All for 400 or 416 pages. I think that's how many I saw that was in there. But look, it is what it is. This book is bound to be probably top seller. We know that because there's not much else going on. And it's entertaining. Everybody wants to know what else there is to say. I don't know what else to say. She done said a shitload of stuff. She done said a lot. All right. Let's dive into something a little more, something a little deeper. So warning, this could be a trigger warning for some folks, but we're going to talk about it. Kevin Porter Jr., the gentleman you see right up here. Yeah. Houston Rockets. Well, former Houston Rockets, currently out of the NBA. He was recently traded from Houston to Oklahoma City, and he was immediately waived by the team. So what did Kevin Porter Jr. do? So he allegedly attacked his girlfriend. Her name is Kaiser. Oh boy, I said I was gonna get it right. Gentricic. We'll just go with Kaiser, right? Who was a former WNBA player. I think she played for all of a year and stepped away from mental health issues after her father passed away. But he is allegedly in trouble because he attacked her, repeatedly punched her in the face, and squeezed her neck so hard that it broke at least one vertebrae. So, and by the way, John Lucas, who is, I think, the GM, or he has something to do with Houston, is her godfather, who he played under, right? So the list of injuries that was reported. So fractured vertebrae in the neck, gash above the left eye, bruising to the face, redness and bruising to the neck. She had difficulty breathing, loss of motion in her left arm. Okay. According to prosecutors, the only reason why this stopped is because she was able to get free and ran out of the hotel room. Okay. And that's just part of the story. So the second part of the story is yesterday or day before yesterday, Gentricic Kaiser put out a statement on her IG. It was like a 4-paragraph length statement. And she was saying that incident never happened. She said she's denying being strangled and beat in a hotel room. She's saying her words were twisted and a false narrative is being created. She said that the privacy of her relationship shouldn't be used to create headlines. Now, we've seen the cause and effect of abusive relationships before. We've seen it. I mean, some of us have seen it personally, some of us have seen it in movies, but or documentaries, but it all tells true that sometimes the abuser is protected, right, by the victim. And so I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening here. I don't know. I don't have the facts, but this is what I'm reading, what she said. And I'm just trying to put together the scenario, and you guys can comment in a second. So if this was a false, here's the question I'm asking. If this is a false narrative that was being created and none of this happened, why were the police called? Why do we know about this? Right? That's really the only main question. So you have the allegations that of the things that he did. Then you have her backtracking, saying that none of this is true. It's a false narrative. But then you have the one question that really matters is, why do we even know about this if it's not true? Why were the police called? Why do they have you running out of the hotel room? Okay. Takeover. Let's start with you. Thoughts?
Yes. So statistically, it's known that there's a high rate in which the first person to normally defend the abuser is the abused themselves, right? And so there are a couple of things that we can say that points to, the fact that he allegedly did assault her, the fact that there were eyewitnesses, the fact that her sister put out on social media that long post saying to him, hey, you wrong for doing this. If you do it again, stay away from him, it's kind of talking to her sister. And additionally, I heard that there was a protective order, which recently, she ended or, had stopped. So, that just says that a judge would not have granted you a protective order if the evidence did not show that something violent took place, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a sad case. And unfortunately, this is a situation where, out of her love for him, she is, protecting him, or someone or some group got to her with some hush money or something of that sort. So,
yeah, and that's one, and not that it matters, but one part that that I left out is her sister is the widow of Dwayne Haskins.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, talk about just like those degrees of separation. But this situation, the way that it's played out, it's either like she just straight up lied, right? And all this stuff happened because she lied about it, or it did happen and now she's covering it up or backtracking, whatever, right? So, and there's going to be, there, hopefully it's only a minority, but there's definitely going to be people out there that will be parading this around as being like, yo, it's just, these girls out here, lying on these guys, trying to, take these athletes down or whatever, blah blah blah. So it's one of those things where if that is the case, where everything was fabricated, for the most part, and like that's where this is coming from, then that's a completely separate and different type of problem. But if this is what it appears to be, where she's covering for him, it can't be enabling that type of behavior and thinking that anything good is going to come from it. So these are two young folks. I really hope that it's really not as bad as it seems. But bro, like you were saying, dude, if nothing happened, why were the police called? Like, why is there a report? Like, all these things, man. So you don't like seeing these kinds of stories coming out.
Right. And before I let you go, E, there's another tidbit to think about too. This guy's no longer in the league, and typically we've seen situations where this has happened before. But trust and believe before they did their own investigation before they took the actions. Think about that. He was on the team up until yesterday, day before, whatever the trade happened, and this happened a few weeks ago, or it happened a little while ago. So NBA did an investigation and found cause to do what they did, and this guy's currently out of the league. E.
Okay. Both sides of the coin. Because I think we got to be that podcast that talks about both sides. This is not a one-sided coin. The amount of time that this story has when it first dropped and other situations that we've seen publicly in regards to athletes and domestic violence, especially when it comes to, let's just call it what it is, to the Black athletes. If you've noticed, there have been pictures of the assault, because when you go to the hospital and the cops are called, there are pictures that are taken that are submitted to evidence. And if you look at some of the statements, it looks like this is just a sham on everybody's side. It looks like they probably had just like a very toxic situation going on. She said that she had stepped away from the WNBA on some mental health type stuff. So you can't really dive into this without the two people that were involved in this really having their time to really talk about exactly what happened. But the reason why I say there's two sides to that coin is just because that situation in that sense is that we've seen where people have had physical altercations and there were pictures released, not necessarily even by the precinct, but you're talking about by medical, the hospital themselves, or the fact that when they're booked into jail, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a slew of things that we have not seen. And then for her to walk it back and he hasn't made a statement, right? Like his people have told him, just shut the hell up. Side note, was that Mikey Williams probably needs to hire his lawyers because that fool just stupid. But anyway, listen, man, it's sad because we've talked about this on both sides. It sucks that there is domestic violence and nobody should really be hitting anybody. Let's just put that out there because it doesn't necessarily have to be a man hitting a woman. Women should definitely not be putting their hands on men. It should not come to that physical moment. But in that sense, right, that we're talking about this, that we're talking about two young people that clearly have decided that 10 seconds, 30 seconds actions are going to now define the rest of their lives. You're talking about, even though he was traded to OKC per his guaranteed contract, he still got paid out $16 million. Even though they waived him, they had to pay him. Now, again, there's going to be a lot of court costs when it comes to that.
Yep.
But it just like I said, I mean, we really try not to dive into things like this because we don't know, right? We don't know what Jada's going through. We don't know what these two are going through. This is all speculation. But we're doing this in the sense of good character at the end of the day, right? Good character. I hope there was no serious issues that were going on and this was more of a fabrication and just both parties really need to have a growing up moment. And unfortunately, because when you're an athlete or when you're in the limelight, it's magnified times 20. They're still young and hopefully they can get it together. However, I pray that, oh boy, definitely did not put his hands on her. but I also hope that the lady is not telling a lie, because it's that much harder for the females who are out there that are handling getting, physical assaulted by another person, and they're crying out and nobody's hearing them. Nobody's saying anything about it. And because people that have money, they can hide the shit, right? And like you said, we talked about, the comments talking about hush money.
Right.
But to me, outside of the 16 million that he just got, if it was really hush money, there was no way for her to identify that any organization would have pulled his money, because of the stipulations that most of us see, that if there is a domestic violence or if there's some type of assault in your contract, regardless of if it's guaranteed or not, they can take that money away.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit here and I say, yes, hopefully guaranteed money. If there was again, if there's that moment where there was a conversation, but you can't walk that back months later and nothing's been said to kind of build up to this never really happened. Or here's my text thread to him that doesn't show anything. This is too messy. And like I said, it sucks, because at the end of the day, two young people's lives are going to be altered, but it also doesn't look good from the optics that of other people who really are going through shit like this.
Right. I think with him, I mean, we've seen it before. Once you get this label over you, or this black eye over you as being associated with being an abuser or somebody to put your hands on women, and then I mean it doesn't help his case that he has prior charges with the gun, or there was another one, but he has prior charges again. It just doesn't help anything he has to say.
It also doesn't help that he's played like shit since he's come into the league for the most part. And him and my Filipino brother were supposed to take Houston on the up and up. And it's just like a toxic situation, bro. And he's part of it. So, he's become expendable.
And it's going to be hard for her, I think, any team to want to associate themselves with him for a while until this is cleaned up.
Yes.
Before we switch to Takeover, you have any closing remarks about this?
I say, if he is innocent, then why not do damage control and get something out? Not just a statement, but some evidence. Say what really happened. Simple as that, But we'll see if that happens.
I think so. Trina, let's this is a debate, and I'm not debating that should not happen, but going way back, right? We saw Ray Rice. There was an actual video of it. A lot of other athletes have had video. What's my man that had the situation in Vegas?
Kamara.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamara. Okay.
Alvin, he's playing right now, bro.
He's playing right now, right?
And Kareem Hunt.
My thing is that because like what we stated, that he's had prior situations. There's no PR that's going to say that you need to look like you're the same when you have not. And so I think, like I said, just from assumption, they both were probably physical with each other. And what happens is that 9 times out of 10, because he's the stronger of this. If it did go left, it's too late to say that she hit me first. It don't work that way, because then if it snaps and he continues, it doesn't matter that she hit you first, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think even in that sense of what you're asking for him to do is take accountability. I think if you look at it from the optics, he's too young. He doesn't have a resume that's going to say I can go in front of a camera and somebody's going to believe me, or have outside of visual evidence that he did not do this, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like wholehearted visual evidence. I don't think even if he came out and he said, I didn't do this, I had no part in this, if he even says that we both were physically violent with each other, it still does not make him look any better to say that because he retaliated. You know what I'm saying? And he can't play on the fact that she said she took off from the WNBA because of mental health issues. I mean, this is just, it's one of those double-edged swords. Like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? And that's why, what can he do? Like, even if you were a woman attorney, and this is my question to Trina, and I apologize, Cleo, for hijacking this, but I sent you this story, right? If you're the woman attorney, and let's say he hires you, right? You have to 100% believe that he's innocent for you to even want him to get in front of a camera or a mic and open his mouth as a young, how old is he? Is he like 20, 21?
Like 23.
He's still a baby. He's still a kid. So how would you go about that? Even if he thought himself that he was actually innocent.
Okay, so let's say now she's recanting her story, right? Or, saying that they twisted, some facts or, her words. So if I was his lawyer and she is, team him, right? Why not have the both of them together? And so now we didn't see any pictures. I did see a video of her getting like carried out into an ambulance from like the hotel lobby, but we didn't see any pictures of, the aftermath. But so if that's the case, she could easily say, hey, these are my medical records, which is normally protected by HIPAA. And she could say, hey, these records show that when I was checked out by the emergency room doctor, that I didn't have X, Y, and Z. It wasn't this case, it was that case. It was much minor than what was reported. That seems like a solution to me.
But that's what you said was that's you as his lawyer contacting her to say those things. What you brought up was he make a statement if he's innocent. So what I'm saying is if she's deciding not to, if she's like, I'm doing me, because I think one of the articles that I did read of a recent interview, she said that they've been apart since the situation and that they have not talked and that she's moving on with what she's got going on. But we're just talking about this now because the restraining order has been lifted. He got the NBA, just like I said, there's a lot of sense when it comes to timing of how shit happens when it comes to athletes and money. That's all I'm saying. So in that sense, that's why I was just asking, like, if you're his lawyer and she's talking about I'm removing myself from that whole situation and he didn't do it, but you're still going to ask him to get in front of the camera and say that he was innocent, I don't think people are going to believe him.
Okay.
All right. Another story that I felt compelled to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while because it's interesting to me. Colin Kaepernick has been out the league for a substantial amount of time. I don't know the numbers right now, but a substantial amount of time. And while he was out, we've had the quote unquote opportunities for him to showcase his talents to come back into the league, or at least to be noted, seen by teams. It was that workout the NFL had set up for him to go to a school, and a few representatives of other teams were going to show up, and he was just going to showcase his skill set. And he, at the last minute, changed the location. I went to a high school that was, I guess, about an hour or less away, and wanted everybody to show up. And that was the last we had actually heard of like a real legit shot for Kaepernick, right? I think after that, I'm not sure if that workout was post or pre lawsuit or settlement that he got for suing the league for collusion, right? But as of lately, as of this season, well, that's the thing. Since then, every season where a star quarterback goes down, we get what Kaepernick says he looks good. He's ready to come back he could play. You know, this guy's led his team. You know, he played in the Super Bowl. His stats, even in his last season, even though the team was horrible, like he had really good stats. Like all these things continue to come up when you mention Kaepernick's name. But then we also know the whole reason why he's not in the league right now too. And at this point, I really don't think that matters anymore. I think that the league has done enough to distract that, and we're past it. That moment or that stance does not matter. I mean, it will be if he does make it back into the league. Let's talk hypothetically, and he decides to still kneel. It will be a thing for a second, but then there's so much other stuff going on that the league will be prepared. If he's back in the league will be prepared for that moment, right? Because they don't even show the national anthem on TV anymore. I don't think, unless it's like the NFC East or AFC. I mean, any championship game or the Super Bowl. First game of the season was, and the 9/11. I think that was it. Like they don't spotlight that moment anymore. And I'm wondering if players are still kneeling. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But we're talking about Kaepernick here. So what I've always wondered is if he wants a legit shot back at the league, right? And the opportunity is not presenting itself for him to be back in the league from the NFL. There are 2 subsidiary leagues right now that, well, they just recently merged. You have the XFL and you have the USFL that merged. And so now these are the premier farm system leagues, or I don't even use the word minors, but this is the other league that's out there that he could play in, and there is some talent that plays in these leagues. He could be the face, literally, of this league. If Kaepernick decided he wanted to go to the XFL, he would be the immediate face of that league, and he would draw a lot of attention, publicity. That league would probably survive or get a lot of different looks because he's there. Okay. I'm about to wrap this up and pass it to you guys. But recently The Rock said that he sat down with Kaepernick and his people, and from that meeting, he thought that it wouldn't happen. Kaepernick would not sign with the XFL. Right. So in my notes, I'm wondering why. I don't understand why he wouldn't, right? If this is a legit shot for him to showcase his skill set to get back into the league, why not do it? Which takes me to the next point is maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe we are at we've seen the last of Colin Kaepernick. He even went to the point of inviting himself or offering himself up for a practice squad member, and no one bid on that. So he's not getting back in the league unless he plays in one of these this XFL league or Canadian league where he can show his skill set. CB, thoughts on Colin Kaepernick? We'll leave the NFL. Well, we can talk about NFL, but thoughts on him not wanting to play in the XFL?
No, I think it is tied directly to the NFL side of things. So I think that he might be coming to grips with the fact that it's done. Like enough time has passed where, bro, when you get into your 30s, bro, things aren't the same anymore, man. You don't come back from those that game that weekend. You don't recover the same way. You know what I mean? The hamstring pulls don't recover in the same amount of time. You know what I mean? So you get to a point, like, even if he had a practice squad spot, what opportunity is he going to be taken away from, arguably a younger player that might already be at the same level that he's at this point? The way that I see it is for him, if the NFL isn't going to give him the shot, if he's not going to get that direct chance, you know what I mean? For him, it's almost like admitting defeat to a degree, because if you take one of the other leagues, and even if he balls the fuck out, I don't think that opportunity is coming to him. So, but there's also the chance you put yourself out there, you go play in the XFL, and you are some doo-doo. You know what I mean? It's been a while. The game's passed you by. Like that's a legitimate option. Like that's in the range of outcomes, right? So for him,
But real quick,
and
that would be good for him though to get in his mindset that he doesn't have it anymore. That's good for both sides.
but that's the thing. I think that this is, you know, me projecting here, but if he can't say that he failed if he never got the shot. You know what I mean? Like from our standpoint, we're saying, yo, you're passing up on some opportunities. But if he doesn't put himself out there, doesn't have the opportunity to look like trash in, you know, like let's call it what it is, one of the you know, feeder more development style leagues, like that's what it's going to end up being. I feel like he probably looks at it like he has way more to lose from that than he has to gain, which from that standpoint, I can respect the decision. If you feel like you are, you know, going to hold yourself to a certain standard. And he's said in the past that like, it's not about the money or anything. So if he's good from that standpoint, like you can hold on to your morals and you can just, you know, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Okay. Takeover.
So, you know, my opinion is that Kaepernick has nothing to prove, right? I would like to genuinely feel that he feels himself, hey, I don't have anything to prove. So, him not taking up the Rock's offer is him saying, you know, I am, you know, happy or satisfied on my stats and how I left things when, you know, he left the NFL, right? And so, you know, I would love to see Kaepernick do more charitable work. I think that he can have a great career outside of football in the NFL. So I want to see him move into the next chapter of his life. And that doesn't mean that he has it or he doesn't have it. But I genuinely feel that maybe he's like, you know, I'm good. I'm okay. You know, his money isn't funny. So he doesn't need to do it, which is a great thing, right? You know, we've talked about that. And, you know, I don't know, unless he just misses the thrill of the game, you know, why does he have to go play in any other arenas or go back to the NFL? Seriously, you know?
I got you. All right. My bro E.
This is
Shadow, what up?
I don't even like there's so many ways to kind of dissect this, but I'll put it to you like this. I'll keep it short because I was long-winded in the last segment, and we have a time cap that we're trying to keep here, people. His passion for the game is still there. Goodell just got a 3-year extension. It's not happening. Ultimately, I would never downplay me being a professional to go play in the developmental league just to say that I can show you that I have it. Kind of what Trina was saying. My stats are my stats. You can go back and look. I was a top QB when I was in this game. Do I think he lost the step? For sure. Gameplay is way different from then just regular practices and throwing outs when nobody's rushing you, not taking any hits. You know, the game has picked up in the sense that it's faster. And to be honest, I think the situation with the Jets was kind of like my last leg at understanding that this is something at the end of the day that if you're a whistleblower, that job that you called out and you got paid for, you can't go back to that job. And unfortunately, there's laws against that, but there's a reason why you're not going back to that job. So at the end of the day, call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's done good charitable work and he's made awareness to what's going on. And at the end of the day, all he did was just ask a question that we have all asked every time we see oppression and anything else that's happening within our own country. But yet we like to dive into other people's shit. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. All right. To close this out, I think our narrative has always been different. The opportunities that we are given, they come at great cost, right? Or they're very rare. We have to work our way back into the system sometimes. And the ultimate question really resides within him. Like if you really want back in the league, right? And you say you're ready. Sometimes you got to prove that you're ready. I can tell you I'm ready for the big fight, but if I can't take the fight, if I can't take the mandatory, if I can't beat the mandatory that's in front of me, I'm not ready for the big fight. It's been years, and why wouldn't you want to tune up, or just to show that you got it? I mean, I don't know. I think if it's passionate, if it's a passion thing for him, just to prove that he can make his way back in the league. Pitchers go down to the farm league before they get back into the pros to pitch again. Just have to sometimes. I don't know. But, if he decides not to, walk away. He could walk away right now and have all his stats, his money, and his stance that he took on the league. Is what it is. All right. One more story before we move on. And this is 60 seconds or less. This is quick. So on Monday, I watched First Take, and man, let me tell you, if you haven't seen these pictures of Shannon Sharpe floating around, the lady who did his makeup on Monday had Shay trending. The makeup wasn't even the same color. It was caked on. Like they said, he looked open casket sharp. No pun intended on the last name. He said he looked open casket sharp on live TV. So I don't know. And I text the group. I was like, yo, Shannon's makeup literally became a trending thing. So let's talk about this. Did y'all see it? Thoughts? 60 seconds or less. Tell me about Uncle Shay's makeup takeover.
So I have 3 words. Less is more, okay? Especially when it comes to makeup. I don't care if you're a man, woman, young, old, okay? And so I can appreciate the way that Unc handled it. After the situation, he was getting a lot of attention, a lot of jokes thrown his way, memes out there, and so on. And he was, he rolled along with it. He was like, yes, I looked crazy, so I can appreciate the humor in that. And to me, it made him look like Count Blackula.
Nah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, my man CB.
Oh man. It is October, right? So I could have thought that maybe this was a like a costume or something at first, but if anything, it's probably good for him to be getting some pub for some other than calling Stephen A. Skip again. You know what I mean? So hey, he can roll with the jokes. It's all good, and I mean he did look freaking hilarious.
I just want to know what happens with the makeup artist after this. Because like her name is going, I mean, they might not publicly say her name, but they're gonna know who worked on him. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you Stephen A's gonna be like, I'm good. I'm good.
He's the job protector though.
Yeah, but no, I mean, listen, like, put it to you like this. In a moment where there could have been a back and forth or more or less him being defensive, he definitely took the right strategy, joked about it by himself and just say, listen, man, she got it wrong. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it back right. And then that's what we're going to talk about the next time that he's on there and she does do it the right way. It's going to be like, all right, I'm back, just a little mishap from before.
Right. Absolutely. Speaking of, let's see. Carlos said smoking those black and mild. Absolutely.
He looked like he was on Tu Wong Fu for a hot second, but anyway,
it was bad. So let's go ahead and do this. WRSC10 is our promo code. Well, with the DC Shop Pie, Chicago Deep Dish Pizza, Black-owned business. Shout out to Grant. We had he's been on the show multiple times. Probably gotta get him back on it, but he was one of our Black Business Series guests. Great guy. And look, there's the pizza right there. All deliciousness, I tell you. Great pizza. And they even have desserts. Yeah. All right, DC Shop Eye. Use our promo code WRSE10. Save yourself 10%.
All right.
You're right, Anisi. I don't know why he went on air looking like that. He could have easily looked in the mirror. All right.
There's a whole mirror that they work in front of while they're doing the makeup, but we're not going to talk about that.
Hey, what you got?
All right, so listen, we're going to keep this short, sweet, to the point. This segment of Is It Just E is more of a PSA and not more of a what the hell, why you guys are not understanding why I think the way that I think. However, because my boy CB is back, my bro, I'm going to keep it light today.
Is that what this is?
But yeah, that's I think that's what it is. Listen, in regards to a report that came out this morning that said that the I believe it was the mortgage rates are at 8%, the highest they've been in like over 20, 23 years or whatever the case may be. Struggle mills have been a thing that I've been seeing on TV a lot. And this is a PSA, if it gets bad, I don't want to see this in anybody's house. That is canned bread. You hear me? At this point, take your ass to the store, buy you some flour, buy you some eggs, and make your own damn bread. It's cheaper. This shit right here is crazy. If I see this on the table at anybody's house, I'm donating money from the church, and we are going to have a care package sent out to you because, damn, I didn't even know that this was a real thing until I saw this shit on TV, and then I was in the grocery store recently, and I actually saw that they actually have motherfucking canned bread. Wow.
So when the zombie apocalypse happened, and it's the only thing you got in your cabinets, you're gonna be glad you had yourself some B&M brown bread.
B&M.
Black and mild brown bread.
Look at that. Look at it.
I'm serious, real quick. So have you all seen this before?
No, never.
Nah. And what's crazy is, Kaleo, this is gonna sound really messed up, but that looks like the mug cakes that we would make when we were being super keto, bro.
Keto mug cake. Oh man, that was in a mug though, and this is canned bread that you have to put. Yeah, I've never. I don't think I've seen this. It doesn't look familiar.
I'm not surprised, but nah, I'd never. Now I'm gonna look for it. Like now it's gonna be a scavenger hunt. Like now I gotta figure out what stores around me got it.
I was looking at the images. It's on Amazon.
Well, I don't need the Amazon man showing up to my door with that. I'll,
All right. Okay. We know what time it is. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody say, what was this called again? Canned bread? Whatever.
Damn.
All right. Welcome back, CB. What we got for that copper drop, bro?
All right. So 2 Fridays from now, October 27th, the Red Panda Dunks will be dropping. Nike's doing a sneakers drop for them. And if you're familiar with the Dunk, or you're just familiar with sneaker culture at all over the last number of years, arguably the most hated shoe on this podcast is the regular black and white Panda Dunk.
Someone should do a taste test, Chris.
And here we are. They're doing a spin on it. If this colorway is reminiscent of the animal, the red panda. They're using some better materials, and it's got a price point of $125. So the prices on dunks are going up. This isn't back in the day when we could cop these joints for under 100, but yeah, cop or drop. How are you guys feeling about these? I think for 125, I'm probably not super enthused about it. It's not a must cop for me, but I do like the color blocking. I will say that. So what are y'all thinking? Y'all copping or dropping?
So me and E already know my answer. This is a cop for me. The thing is, we know what Nike did with the regular panda dunks, right? I'm guarantee you they will not do that with these.
No, dude, because even earlier this week they dropped a vintage black and white women's dunk.
I saw that one. Yeah. These would be a cop for me. Just because I save money not getting those Monier airships. So yeah, it'll be a cop. Takeover.
Those are definitely a cop for me. For the dunks, I think that the color wave is right on trend for fall. And for the ladies, you could pair that with a nice jean skirt, a nice blouse, your jacket, your blazer, and I think you're gonna look pretty dope, pretty fresh. So,
see, we could never say that and get away with that.
Never.
These shoes pair well, all dressed.
Oh, come on, try it.
Yeah, I just did, and it didn't sound right.
Why does CB keep telling girls that they got to pair every sneaker with a sundress? It doesn't make sense. It's February. What's he talking about?
It's summer. It's summer always somewhere, CB. When we gonna get it?
At least in LA.
Right. No, listen. This is a drop. Shout out to Cardo, Karate Chop E. It's my Kung Fu E. Now these are, listen, I like the colorway. I don't like the price point of 125. There was another one, I forgot the name. I think it was considered the Mystic Red.
Mystic Red, ones we spotlight last.
Yeah, 112, 120. Those were more of a cop, and even with that colorway and the like you said, the materials are definitely a lot better with the dunks.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I don't know. This is a drop for me.
All right, I got you. All right. With that said, it's time for shoe and tell. You go ahead. If you want, go ahead.
I'm on my Throwback Thursday type situation. I did post a picture to my page and tagged us in it of a. Well, man, when I think about that, we took a lot of L's together.
A lot of L's
together, to the point where you had to make that type of illustration because it was just like every week we were just everybody's catching it. So for my throwback, going back to a shoe I feel like people slept on, and again, this is just if I hoop, I would wear them, but I don't hoop anymore. So this is one of those, like, I'm wearing these around the, to go out to the, with my niece or, you know what I'm saying, chilling out. I think people slept on these.
Oh, those are dope. I don't have that colorway, but I do have that model.
And you talking about, this was back when everything was about that Flynet and being like super, super lightweight, and we all know Jordans are heavy as shit for the most part, depending on which ones they are. But these is lightweight, and like I said, these is dope. And I think if per Trina, if you style them the right way, you will be.
Let them know.
All right. Takeover. You got anything?
Okay, so yes, it doesn't matter where you are in the U.S. It's fall, right? And so I am going to bring out these, okay? Hate it or love it, okay? The Adidas Yeezy foam runners, and these are in onyx. Look how clean, crisp these are. And so, you can rock these right now with your sweatpants, your joggers, whether you're going out running errands or you're going to, maybe a football game and look fly, look dope. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Okay. I guess I'll go because CB hadn't been on a while. Let me see. Let me go. Okay, here we go. Let's just do these. Everybody knows what this box is. Everyone knows what this box is. Okay.
Shout out to Anissa, by the way.
Anissa, yes, absolutely.
The fame.
Love you. So you know what the box is. We'll go with these. I have not worn these yet. Obviously, I need to spray them down because it's all sweet up in here. So these are the 8s, right? Yeah, Jordan 8s. This is the OG colorway. I got the Bugs Bunny joints, but these are the ones that I remember my cousin having as a kid. I was like, man, I gotta have those. But obviously, no one would get them for me. So now what I do as an adult, if I got opportunities or access, I'm going back and I'm grabbing everything.
Wait. You throwing moms underneath the bus for this one?
It wouldn't be her. It wouldn't be her. It'd be it wouldn't be her.
Just making sure because
Yeah, no. She made sure I got what I needed, but yeah. But they weren't buying me shoes like that for school. I think as I got older, I got some of the stuff that I wanted, but as a kid, you wearing Reebok Classics and shit like that with your uniform. All black shoes, you got wear all black shoes, and you better have a speck of white in there.
Yeah.
So, all right, CB, welcome back. Close us out.
Yeah. And because it's been a minute, there's like a backlog of stuff that I have for this segment. So
CB, a bunch of pictures in the chat.
But we're starting off with one of these.
Here we go.
And we were talking about a pair of Dunks. I made a pair of Dunks.
There they go.
You can kind of see. Sheesh. I'm calling these the Filipino Jacksons because they color blocking of the Filipino flag. Shout out to Lola. And then kind of do like the black toe joint in the front. But
damn, you got to make your Dunks.
And I think what's messed up is I'm pretty sure Moneybags designed his after mine, and I got mine first. It was like something stupid like that. But the Filipino Jackson Dunks. Nike's been getting a bunch of my money with being able to design your own shoes. The Nike by You stuff, they actually brought some of the models back that we actually want to try to customize. So bang bang.
Don't let me get that app at midnight.
Shout out to Filipino Jackson.
I got PJ.
All right, look, what another great successful show, episode 179. Shorty wanna be a thug. So before we get out of here, let's say we're getting close to the end of the year, so people better get your top 5 albums ready, get your verse of the year ready. That's how we wrap up. Get your sneakers together for the end of the year. We got about we're in October now. We're gonna be at Thanksgiving, Halloween shortly. Thanksgiving's around the corner, then Christmas, and then it's gonna be time for the show. Time for that show. But I appreciate everybody for watching. A lot of exciting things happening for the We Are Something Else podcast. Oh, if you haven't listened to the single yet, stream on all platforms. You got Mr. Dryer Sheets in the house himself right here.
Dryer Sheet Derek.
Check us out. Go look up WRSE Hit and Run, HIT, the letter N, RUN, Hit and Run. It's our single, shout out to Sean Xavier for showing love to us, opening up the Sinai Circle Studios, letting us get the recording in for the song that we wrote at his house that night, not the one we were working on. So, any closing comments? Anybody got anything they want to say? Bring up?
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all, and it's fun to Fun to get back in the saddle. Shout out to Anissa. Shout out to the chat, man.
Shout out to Anissa. Shout out to the chat. Next week. Soul Tales. Regular old guy will be here. Our money bags. Be Easy. Me. CB. E-Rich. And I don't know. Our money said he might have a special guest for us next week. Maybe interesting. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Krista Leo, Anissa, regular old guy, Be Easy, Bunk, Britt was in here. It was a couple folks. So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week, 9:30. If you like sneakers, it's all sneakers next week. Takeover. This is not the official. It's not even goodbye. This is, next week is Soul Tales. So we would love to see you again, and on the screen, and keeping us honest.
Yeah,
we held it down. We've enjoyed you past few weeks, so we appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate the discussion. So
absolutely. All right. With all that said, look, we are something else. Oh, my bad, CB. Go ahead. There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
R.I.P. Nip.
All right, y'all. 179. Shorty wanna be a thug.